What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome to this video. This is a hard video for me to make right now, and I want to apologize if you've been wondering where the video was, just because it's been a very busy day for me on top of all this information coming out with Patrik Laine. Moving furniture, going to the dump, doing lots of things like that. Unfortunately, just had it already booked up, so this is the only time I can finally get this video out. So here it is, my reaction, my thoughts, whatever you want to call it, on this Patrik Laine trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois to the Columbus Blue Jackets, or with the Columbus Blue Jackets, whatever. I'm kind of glad I didn't make this video when all this news first broke, honestly, because I would have been just screaming the entire time. I would not be able to have a cool head, and I still don't really have a cool head, so this video might get heated at some points, and if it does, I apologize for that, but I am a fan of this team before anything, you know. I'm not some professional analyst. I'm not a guy who knows everything about the cap and about all the way that the NHL works and about all the rules. I'm just a fan who loves the game, who loves the team, and loves to share his thoughts on hockey. And when it comes to this trade, if you disagree with me, that's completely fine. I want everyone to be aware of that right now in this video. If you disagree with what I'm saying, you're allowed that. This is just my reaction as someone who loved Patrik Laine and who loves this franchise and this team and wants them to be able to be the best they can be. And I'm sorry, but this trade makes this worse, I think, in a lot of areas. And not only because it'll make us worse on the ice, because in some regards it won't make us worse on the ice. Pierre-Luc Dubois is a fantastic center. And if Patrik Laine wasn't involved in this trade, I would be one of the happiest I've been in a long time in regards to hockey, because I love Pierre-Luc Dubois. Columbus is one of my favorite teams in the East, especially the last few years. I've always loved their play style. I love John Tortorella as a coach. I know some people hate him, but I think he's got a good strategy that can work with a lot of players, and I just like watching that team. I think they play a fun style of hockey, and I love Pierre-Luc Dubois. I think he's a great hockey player, and I think he's going to be an amazing fit in Winnipeg, but that doesn't take away the pain and the sting of losing Patrik Laine, and I just don't think this was a good trade. First off, I want to say before anything, I'm not mad that we traded Patrik Laine, because if he really did want out, this is the best we probably could get. If you look at what happened with Jacob Trouba, we held him, and then we got Neil Pionk. And at first, Ville Heinola looks great, but Neil Pionk ain't Jacob Trouba. We all know that, and it's just that was a little bit of a hard pill to swallow at the time when that trade happened. But with this, we are getting a great player. I will not take away anything from Pierre-Luc Dubois. I think he's a great player, but I can't help but think this is a massive overpayment by the Winnipeg Jets. I don't care what you think about Jack Roslovic. I've been hard on Jack Roslovic. I've made multiple videos talking about Jack Roslovic, and in those videos, I've said I don't think he's that great of a player. He's not, but he's still a decent player, and he's still, in my opinion, worth more than a third, especially because he has a ton of potential still. He does. Even no matter what I think about Jack Roslovic on the Jets and how he's played, I do not take away the fact that he has a lot of skill and high potential. And we give him away for basically nothing because he's not signing and we needed to get rid of him. We dump him with Laine for a conditional third, Dubois, and then on top of that, we eat Laine's salary, and that part just pisses me off. I hate that. Absolutely hate that. Pierre-Luc Dubois is making $5 million starting, I believe, this year and next year on his bridge deal. Laine is making, 7.6 or something like that, and it's just for this year, and we're going to eat that money? That's fucking ridiculous. I don't care if we get Luc Dubois for $5 million next year, because that doesn't really make a difference, in my opinion, because after that year, we're going to have to give him an $8 million plus contract if he has a good season, and let's be honest, he probably is going to have some good seasons with the Winnipeg Jets. I just think that kills the Jets because it fucks with our cap a little bit more. I wanted to be able to make moves for the defensive core still. I still think, although Logan Stanley, I just don't like him. I just don't like any elements of this trade. I don't like that we're just getting a third-round pick back. There should have been a defenseman coming back, whether or not it's Savard or someone off their roster who is a decent depth defenseman for us to come back, a minimum at that. Patrik Laine is a generational talent. I don't care what anyone says. If you're a hater on Patrik Laine and you think he's soft and all this crap, then you don't watch his games and you just listen to TSN and Sportsnet and their stupid rants every once in a while when he's in a slump. Patrik Laine is a generational talent, and the Winnipeg Jets now, twice, although different organizations, have traded a generational goal scorer from Finland, and that fucking pisses me off beyond belief. I don't care if Patrik Laine wanted out, like I said a couple minutes ago in this video. You make that fucking relationship work. You got lucky enough to draft Patrik Laine second overall. You won the lottery. I have Canuck fans that are my friends that still hate me as to be a Jets fan because we jumped up in that lottery. So many people were envious of the Jets in that lottery that they won. We have Patrik Laine. He's fucking phenomenal from the seasons he's here. Other than that, when he had the Fortnite slump, I like to call it. But even then, he still had 30 goals. Patrik Laine bad has 30 goals. Our power play looks fucking atrocious without Patrik Laine to start this season. Pierre-Luc Dubois is a great player, but he's nothing. His offense is like Scheifele's. He doesn't have that shot like Laine. Who's going to replace that? We're going to have to put all that money on Ehlers to be a hound and a sniper now on our power play, which he can be, but nonetheless, he's still not Patrik Laine. Nobody is. Patrik Laine is Patrik Laine. Everyone knows that. He's got that shot, the release, everything. We have a gap in our power play. We have a great center. Nonetheless, we're going to have to move Paul Stastny probably either to the wing because now we have a massive, massive hole within our top six. I don't care what you say. The Jets have played pretty solid, but also pretty fucking terrible without Laine in these last games. Laine and Roslovic being out, the Jets haven't looked that good. I know they're 3-1. That doesn't really make a difference in my opinion, or whatever their record, 3-1, I believe. Like, they looked bad. The Jets have still looked bad in a lot of games other than that win they had last one against Ottawa. They looked bad in every game up until that win, when they finally led in the game. Now, maybe that's behind them. Maybe a slump to the start of the season in a COVID year with all these things. That's fine. But we don't know that yet. This is so early on in the season, and what I've seen from the team that's bad outweighs the good. A lot of the bad outweighs the good. And with Patrik Laine being gone, it's just more of the same, in my opinion. I am still excited to see Pierre-Luc Dubois play, and I'm not going to take away what Pierre-Luc Dubois is as a player, but Patrik Laine is Patrik Laine. You don't trade Patrik Laine. If Patrik Laine isn't happy with the coaching and the coaching refuses to play him properly, you fire the coaching, which has been mediocre for years now. If the GM can't get a deal done and he's got all these fucking issues with the staff, the coaching, you get it done. I saw an article that was talking about Cheveldaev's interview after the trade, and I don't remember all of it, and I don't have it up on my screen right now, even though I probably should, but it doesn't matter because I remember one part that sticks out. He didn't have good chemistry with Mark Scheifele. He didn't like he didn't think that. Patrik Laine has been fucking great throughout the lineup, the power play. And you think you didn't barely gave him any first line minutes. You put him with Wheeler. You put him with Brian Little for a fucking year. And I love Brian Little, but Brian Little ain't the type of center that's gonna that Patrik Laine needs. Look at what Patrik Laine did with Paul Stastny in like 17 games or whatever it was before that playoff run to the conference final. He fucking it just doesn't make any sense there. And also, now we have Paul Stastny, who is already on the decline, who we brought in to play with Laine. What are we going to do now? Just have him for 1 year on center depth? Yay, that's good. What happens then? Also, not to mention, where's Cole Perfetti going to slot in now? Is this a guarantee that if we sign Dubois to an 8-year extension or something along the lines of that Scheifele is out? Dubois is going to become our number one center and Scheifele is out? Because where are we going to play Cole Perfetti? Cheveldaev has said nothing but high praise for Cole Perfetti. And now what? You're going to set him back in his development a few years because he doesn't have a top six spot? I know Perfetti can play the wing and the center, but he's a better as a center. And the Jets wanted to play him as a center. They drafted him with hope of being a center. Like, this was just a few months ago. And then we're jumped to this. And, Patrik Laine, fuck it, we're gone. At least Patrik Laine was still playing. Even if he wanted to trade that badly, then he hides it perfectly because he actually shows up and puts effort on the ice. Look what Dubois did. I know that situation with Tortorella and it wasn't really the city, but still, nonetheless, I hated that. When I saw that, I did not want him anywhere near the Jets. And then I got insanely worried when I saw these rumors starting up over the last 2 days. Makes no sense there. Like, his effort, his play effort, and his style, that was garbage. That was garbage hockey from a horrible attitude in a player. I don't care. You're a professional, man. You have to go out there and try. I know he apologized after, but it doesn't take away the fact that he did it and was that whiny about it. Now, yeah, Laine had his slumps. He looked weak. Bufflin yelled at him. I remember all that stuff, but it doesn't take away the fact that at least Laine was just in a bad slump trying to play for the team. That slump is probably what killed him in Winnipeg because of the way the media and everything treated this. Nonetheless, I just don't like this trade. I could spend hours talking about the little threads I just don't like about this, and really, the most of it comes down to the fact that you make this work before you trade Laine. I fucking despise this organization for the loyalty it has to management and coaching. It's atrocious. It is disgusting for a professional sport franchise to have more loyalty to a coach who has done nothing but bring mediocrity to the hockey club, minus one Western Conference Finals appearance that was mostly due to the fact that everything clicked and then we just let them all go. But nonetheless, still, Paul Maurice should be fucking gone. If Laine had a problem with Paul Maurice and there was an issue with coaching staff, Mark Chipman, fucking get rid of, get him gone. Release him. Do whatever you have to do. Fire his ass. Kick him to the curb and make him take a taxi to the airport like Florida did with Gerard Gallant. Unbelievable. The fact that they showed more loyalty to Paul Maurice within his stint and giving him and Cheveldaev contract rewards is my big problem. And I will say this, up until maybe the last 6 months, I've been a big defender of Paul Maurice. Up until basically that against the loss against Calgary, I was like, he should be gone. Like, I don't care. Scheifele goes down and Laine goes down. You have so much skill on that roster up front, and none of them could buy a goal. The defense has been horrible. Hoodie should be fired years ago. The defense has been mediocre regardless of when you look at this team and who was on the defensive core. It doesn't matter. It's been horrendous for a long time. And not the players, the play. Even when we've had good defensive players, when we had Trouba, when we had Myers, when we had Byfuglien and Morrissey playing at a better rate of hockey than he was, the Jets' defense still was bad. The Jets' defense has always been bad. And now it's what? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get this move right now. And also, a lot of this is the pain of losing Laine. And that might sound cringe to some people, but I don't care. He's my favorite hockey player. We won this guy. The hockey gods blessed us with the second pick. And we ruined the relationship by having more loyalty to a guy who thinks a veteran presence in the fourth line is more important than developing prospects. Like, and I like veteran presences, but you don't fill your entire bottom six with it for years on end and take away the ability to develop guys. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's just so many holes within this that it's just disgusting, in my opinion. Yeah, Pierre-Luc Dubois is a great player. Laine is a better player. Laine means more to the organization than Pierre-Luc Dubois will ever mean to this organization. And I be serious when I say that. Laine sells jerseys. Laine is the reason we got to go to play in Finland in that World in the World Series or whatever they called it a few years ago against Florida. The reason we got to do and have these things, that's probably, Laine is a big reason why the Jets got another outdoor game, for fuck's sake, because of how good that first one was in his rookie year. Even though they lost, the vibe was fantastic. Laine brought so much marketability to this team in so many areas, in jersey sales and fans and viewership. It'll never be the same that he's gone now. And we've done this twice, because you know who did the exact same thing? Teemu Selanne. Now, I know that they're completely different situations. I know that they do. And I'm not comparing them because it was different time, different situations. It just sucks because this has happened twice now where we've lost a generational talent, top goal scorer. And yeah, we got a better return than what we got for Selanne, but we still overpaid. That's my biggest issue now. We overpaid. We overpaid for a good player by giving up an elite generational goal scorer who is probably going to either be amazing in Columbus or be horrible, because let's face it, Tortorella can be that way no matter who the player is he's going to coach. But nonetheless, I don't like this move. I don't like it because Laine is gone. I don't like it because I believe it's an overpayment. That being said, talent is coming to our roster. We have a fantastic depth at center now, and I do agree with that, but this team is a lot of holes without Laine just within these last 3 games. I don't know what they're going to look like with the whole season without him. Their power play is going to need to be completely restructured. They're going to need to need to rethink their top line, because if Matthew Perreault is going to be playing on the second fucking line, I'm going to be jumping off the Alex Fraser bridge. And I mean that. Like, he has been bad to start the season, and that's what I've seen on Twitter. Some people saying that there's speculation that Matthew Perreault could slot into that second line with Connor and Stastny, and I just think that's gross. There's just so many things that I'm so worried now for the future of this club because of the way that Paul Maurice handles the lineup, that I don't think Vesalainen draws in. And if he does, thank God, but he better. Like, I'm just scared for the future now because I don't have any faith in Paul Maurice and this management after this move. I don't. And the fact that it got to this point and they allowed it to get to this point, and ownership as well, it's a disgrace to the NHL It's a disgrace to the organization, and this organization should be embarrassed that they let this get this bad. Because Patrik Laine should have been signed for a long time, and you got to do a better job to make him happy. You got to give him the ability to thrive, not stick him on a line all year with Brian Little and give him even fourth line minutes in a slump. Players slump. I just have so many problems with this, and I could talk about it for hours. This has already been 14 minutes, so I'm going to try to wrap it up here, guys. Again, this is all raw. This is me being calm, so imagine what I was like when this happened. I still don't like this move. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also, just so we can try to maybe have a little bit of cheerfulness in this video, leave your favorite Patrik Laine memory in the comment section down below. My favorite Patrik Laine memory is when I went to the Vancouver Canucks game a few years ago and he scored his hat trick. I was at that game, and first time I ever witnessed a live hat trick, and especially to witness it from my favorite player, I'll never forget that. I threw my hat on the ice, and I love that. That was a great moment for me, and there's tons more. I've seen Laine score in every game he's played in Vancouver, and the same when I've only been to Winnipeg once to watch a game, even though I've been multiple times, but only once to see the game, and he scored then too. He's my favorite player, and he will be in Columbus still. I'll be watching Columbus even more this season because of him. Patrik Laine, I love you, man. thank you for everything you did for the city, and I'm sorry we failed you. The management failed you. The fans never did. Fans loved you every second of it, and we're going to miss you greatly. I wish him the best in Columbus. Jets fans, thank you for watching, and thank you for giving me the ability to speak my thoughts on this platform. I really do appreciate you guys coming and watching these videos. So without any further ado, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching the video. Peace, love, and positivity, guys. See you in the next one. Go Jets, go.